So we're live. We're just gonna run right into this, guys. My first time doing one of these shows, and haven't even introduced myself to these gentlemen yet. So we're gonna do that live right here. First episode of this. We're calling this the Come Up with Cage. So you are our first guest, double coverage. We got the double coverage team. I'm gonna let you introduce yourselves, and since it's the first episode, I just want to kind of give a like a 30-second intro what the plan is here going forward. We're going to do this weekly, and Andrew and I started in July of last year, and it's funny. I told him this yesterday. I said, we now get more listens in the first 10 minutes after you drop an episode than we got in the whole first week. And it's like it's pretty awesome, right? So, and we built it up on our own, and there's a lot of people out there who are in the spot that we were in a month ago, 2 months ago, 10 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever it may be. And I would have loved it back at some point last year if somebody would have said, hey, come on, let's help you out, come on our show, let's do a collaboration, let's do that stuff. And there are people making content like you guys who need to be heard. You need to have a bigger audience, because the fact that I can go on a break, watch you guys break, and there's 3 people in there, and I'm like, what? Let's go. These guys, come on now. They need to have some more folks in there. So anyway, the thought on this is, there are hidden gems out there, and these guys are not hidden by any stretch. You got almost 1,000 followers on Instagram. You got plenty of people who listen to you. But I wanted to bring you guys to the fore and let Luca Nation, meet you guys, and let the folks who hear us and watch us on YouTube, see you guys and meet. So without further ado, this is a typical intro for me, 3 minutes long. Let's do Saucy first, man. So give an intro, and then you guys just tell a little bit about yourself, a little about your show if you can.
Cage, thank you very much, and appreciate the invitation and coming on Luca Nation. Obviously, we listen to your show pretty much religiously. It's very good to tune in on the commutes to work and so on. So just first and foremost, I started my personal page at Saucy Collectibles. You can see there, about 18 months ago. And that was just to flex my collection and, put some pack rips and just the usual stuff on IG. And then one day I was having a chat to Dom, and I was like, it'd be cool to start a podcast. We've always wanted to do a podcast around sport, just sport. Yeah. And I was like, you've been around the hobby longer than me, and I'm new to the hobby, so I'm fresh. I'm only about 2 years in to collecting, and I was like to Dom, let's start a podcast about sports cards, but sports related. So we do our sports wrap up. If anyone hasn't followed our podcast, we do like first hour is sports and sports wrap up from the week, and then second hour is hobby talk. And then everyone's favorite segment at the end, Saucy Smoky, where I give a Smoky card pick or play of the week, much similar to your daily plays that you jump on and give to people. And hopefully I can provide value to listeners. So we came up with the idea, and we're just like, we were umming and ahhing, and I was like, Don, we just got to start. We just got to start. Let's just start putting content out there. And, not for anything like our first episode, I think we got a whopping 10 listens, and most of them was probably our mates and friends that jumped on and listened. But now, effort and building upon that, we get like about 100 listens per week on each episode, which is, for us, for someone that, we started below at single digits, to see that, hitting 3 figures is awesome. So, we're just always looking to grow and build upon our current platform. And, I'll throw it over to you, Donna, if you got more to add.
Perfect. Thanks, Saucy. Thanks, Cage. Thanks, Luca Nation. Thanks, Andrew, as well, who's in the background doing all the producing. Thanks for having us on. Honestly, first podcast double coverage has been on. So thank you so much for inviting us. Saucy, you summed it up very nicely, actually. All I have to say is we made it, Sauce. So we did it. So
look, we made it.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah. So literally, as Sauce said, like we came up with the premise of sport and then to go into the hobby. And we looked at the landscape here in Australia, because we're based in Australia, and no one in the country that we can find when we go through podcasts, do a sport, then roll it into the hobby. But during our sport, we do drop hobby tips and tricks as well. But on top of that, nobody really ventures outside of the main sports here in the country, which are soccer, and then we've got AFL football, which is our native game to the country. So everyone usually sticks to those. Nobody's out there going NBA, NFL, AFL, UFC, F1, all in the same podcast, and then pushing it into the hobby. So no one was doing what we were doing. So we said, oh, there's a niche here. And as Saul said, we always wanted to do a sport podcast since we were in high school. We went to school together. Sauce and I have been, we've known each other since kindergarten. Wow. So all the way through, went to primary school together, high school together. We actually went to uni together. And then we're just like, we wanted to start in year 11, and it never eventuated. And then obviously during COVID, we had a lot of time on our hands, and we said, you know what, let's just do it. As Saul said, you just got to push through it and do it. And we did. And as he said, we had single digits, 10 listens. It was our mates. And then from there, the trajectory actually kind of went down, because obviously your mates tune into the first ones and they're just like, oh yeah, we're here to support you. Yeah, family, this is great. But obviously we're trying to get out to the people in the hobby, in the community. And it was just pretty lackluster. But Sauce and I said, you know what, we're going to keep putting in the effort. We love it. We enjoy doing this. We love putting content out. We want to give price comps for In the Spotlight, which we do, and then Fan Zone. We want to get people to send us their cards so we can put their collection on display as well. And then I think the turning point for us where we actually started getting a few more listeners, and this person probably doesn't even know this, but big props to him as well, and appreciate him helping us out at the beginning. But Chris McGill, so Chris Hoge from House of Jordans, part of Card Ladder, came on the podcast. And from there, after that episode came out, the average went up to like 35, 40. And then interacting with people in the hobby. And one thing that we've always said to people, we know a few other Australian content creators that we've given them advice, and never be afraid to ask anyone, no matter in this hobby, how big your audience. We've had like Buster Sher on our show.
Yep.
Like we got Tyler Hitt on our show from HGA. Never be afraid to ask, can you come on a podcast, or can we collab and do some content? If they say no, they say no. We've had people say no, but that's it. Like, you just move on, you find someone else. But there's always someone willing to help you in the hobby, not just for content creating, also when it comes to cards. It's just, that's the best thing about this hobby. It's like, it is a giant community, and what we're trying to do is bring the Australian community and amalgamate it with the American and then the rest of the world. So we just become one big community and we just help each other out. That's the premise of it.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite, and I'm trying with this to let you guys speak, because, I kind of just, become the guest even when I have a guest. So I'm not going to do that here. But so here's how this works. I'm going to tell you, I'm huge in Australia, but you guys made me bigger. I became the lemon of the week. Whose idea was that? Not just me to be the lemon. So let me give a little backdrop for those of you guys, listen, we publicized this, right? But if you listen to this for the first time, they have a cool segment, and I want to get into that. But I won lemon of the week, right? I'm not doing it any justice, Saucy, but you'll do it for me. But it was respectfully done. It wasn't like, all right, this guy's an a-hole, let's call him out. It was well done. I'm like, all right, these guys, I think they're onto something. And it's a catchy thing. And I hope it's something you guys do pretty much weekly. I've tuned in, and I've heard last week. I check in mostly to make sure it's not me again. I don't want to be like the Alec Baldwin of Saturday Night Live. I don't want to be like the repeat lemon of the week, right? So where'd that come from? Whose idea was that? And go ahead, talk to me about it.
I'll give the premise behind it, and then I'll get Sauce to give a bit more of an explanation. But what we noticed was, what I noticed, Sauce would come on at the beginning when we were doing our first podcast, and instead of calling someone a lemon, so I don't know the terminology globally, it's like, he's a lemon, he's no good, whatever. Or he does something stupid, he's a lemon. But Sauce came on in like the first few episodes and was just like, this guy's a lemon. He was just saying lemon, 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 and he just kept going lemon, and then he's like, I'm going to get a lemon image to come up on our podcast, and blah, blah, when I give someone a lemon. And then we decided, you know what? We could actually make this like a funny segment where we can flame someone by giving them the lemon of the week, and then we'll tell our viewers that mid-year we're going to have like a poll, and we're going to knock out some of the nominees, And then, no, Cage, I think you're going to get all the way to the
I'm
Lamont of
winning.
the year, I reckon.
I'm winning because you go after LeBron and you just kill everybody. You know?
So literally, we're going to do that nomination, knock some people out, and then do obviously the second half of the year towards the end, knock it out, and then literally during Christmas time, end of year, we're going to do a big Le Mans of the year, and then we're going to put it to our fans. They're going to vote on it in a poll, and then knock it out, and then we'll get our eventual winner. But how you came about actually as becoming the Le Mans of the week, we'll listen to it, and we'll listen to the take. And honestly, just a bit of behind the scenes. Source came up to me. I said, first of all, I said to him, "You've got to listen to Cage's take here." I was driving to work, and literally, I did almost drive off the road, as I said in the segment. I said, "You have to go listen to this." And Source listened to it, and he's like, "What is going on over there with Cage?" Like, so we discussed it, and we got to literally the podcast that week, and Source goes, "I'm giving the Le Mans of the week to Cage," and I said, "No, you can't do that." I said, because you don't know, like, I understand we're a community, but you don't know how people take things sometimes.
Of course.
Ours is tongue in cheek, yeah. Some people we go in pretty hard, like the Super League on this week's episode. We went in pretty hard on them. But Source kept pushing me. He's like, "I reckon we have to do it." And I'm like, "Nah, we'll just give it to some person from the AFL, did some lemon thing." And Source is like, "Nah, we have to give it a Cage." And then we set it on actually not doing it. And then we got to literally 5 minutes before the show. I said, "Stuff it. You know what, Source? Let's just do it." And
look where we are.
Source is like, "Regardless, we're doing it anyway. Even if you said no, I was just going to go bang."
So I was going to take it over, Cage. I was going to take it over. And, it was. You were always, in my mind, a lock for the Le Mans of the week. And, it's just something that was picked up from back in my school days where we used to call people a lemon, and it's mainly just the premise of, when you bite into a lemon, it's sour taste. Not everyone likes it. Probably 90% of people is like, it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth. So that's the premise of it, that whatever that person has done or said has left a bitter taste or bitter thought in your brain. So that's sort of where it came about, and it's funny because we get people asking us about the Le Mans of the week.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a calling card, guys. I mean, for anybody who hasn't listened to your stuff yet, to me, that it's like a hook. It's a hook of a song. It's the chorus. It's something that'll bring people in. It's something unique to you guys, and I think you should play it up 100%. That said, anybody listening to this who's trying to get on next Friday or the Friday after, that does not mean call me out. It worked for these guys. They did it the right way. I'm not inviting you to make me the tangerine of the week or, the grapefruit of the month. That's not where we're going with this, please. I enough fruit, enough citrus with just these guys. So we're almost 15 minutes in. I got to do it. Where can everybody find you? Give me, if you're on Twitter or just on Instagram, where can they find the podcast? Give the names of it. Just this way, people listening to this know where they can find you. And guys, from me, anyone listening to this, everybody watching this, please go find these guys, give them a follow, give them a listen. Go ahead and drop your info for everybody, please.
Saucy, I've talked enough. So,
I mean, any social media platform, we are on there, whether it be from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I mean, we prefer you just to if you've got Instagram, go to our Instagram. That's our main page. But we're everywhere. TikTok, BitClout. We've got some Cage coins. We're investing in some Cage coins. Don't you worry about that. So we're across all the socials, and then on all major podcasting platforms. Double coverage. Look for those. The nice pink writing. The Miami Heat retro colors. Miami Vice style colors.
I love it. Who does the stuff, by the way? Because I love you got the two of you guys on the bottom. You got the cool border of it. Did you guys do it yourself? You got somebody doing it? You want to give a shout out to? That's you?
That's us too. We do everything. All the content is us too. Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Everything.
That's awesome. Yeah. Even a little bonus gold star for you guys. It's really cool content. You guys got some really great stuff out there. I know during NFL season you do NFL picks. Every once in a while I see you guys doing breaks. I mean, I've been paying attention. I'm in the weeds. I'm stalking. I'm stalking. But you guys got great content out there. So I got two more questions for you guys, and then we'll try to keep it short and sweet. One, give me something that even your fans, I mean, the couple people who who listen to you guys every day, the few hundred, few thousand, whatever it may be. Give me like a behind the scenes, a story that you haven't told those guys yet, something from the first week, something where it's like, Ash, we almost didn't go on this day, or something to give these guys and tell our guys. Something that would surprise your fans.
Well, I think one of them is we interviewed Big Boy Movement right at the beginning, and we're always in contact with him. And he gave us a really great piece of advice. I think we've shared this, but then I'll share another part that we probably haven't shared. But he always said, no matter what happens on a weekly basis, put out content and put out your podcast. If you're sick on the Wednesday, do it on the Friday. Even put it out on the Saturday. Just get it out weekly. So that stuck with us true. The other thing as well, which you may be able to relate to this, Cage, Andrew as well, a lot of people involved with Luca Nation. But when we first started it, when you put yourself out there on social media, you always have people, even whether it's friends or family, just going, what are these guys doing? So there is a lot of doubters out there and a lot of haters. And Sauce and I just said it, like we just came out and we're very blunt and straight to the point with each other when we talk about this stuff. And we just said, a lot of people sometimes can be jealous because we're the ones that went and did it. They've always wanted to do it. And you're always going to get criticized. I remember I jumped on a pool wax live with Michael Vinokur once, and everyone in the chat was flaming me. This was literally within the first month. And I was just like, to me, I don't care. It's like Sauce and I will keep putting out content. So just based on us, we just want to bring everyone together and do stuff in the hobby. And we've done that with Crunch Time. We've got at Anthony Collects and at Master_sports cards with us on there. They are great guys. And there's some big things coming. We're working on some stuff. And yeah, the content creators are great here and around the world. And yeah, just strive for what you want to do. That's my advice. But Saucy, if you've got a little thing that we faced, I don't think so.
Sauce can answer the next question.
No real hurdles. I mean, you get your technical difficulties here and there, and you sometimes you kick yourself. You're 60, 70 episodes in, and you still make a rookie error on the tech side. So you just like you wonder, will you ever learn? But you improve, and and if you go back and watch our first ever YouTube video, you'll see it was, how plain it was and where we've come from then, and just being able to provide and like you guys, now you're moving over to StreamYard, doing stuff live. And, that was the biggest thing for me. I like that you're Luca Nation and you guys are doing live stuff, because that was my vision from the start. My vision was, if we every Wednesday night do a show at 7 p.m., how cool would it be if we got 50 people, at some point tuning in live? And it's starting to happen. We go live. It's on a Wednesday. We do it Wednesday, so it'd be Tuesday where you're from, Cage. And we're getting people to come in live. We've 5, 6 people, and it's slowly building. So I mean, as you build that community, hopefully that expands to 10 and 20 and 30 people that jump in live. And that's our ultimate goal for the show, is to literally have a live show where people are active in the comments, and that allows you to base your content off what people want, essentially.
Yep, 100%. So you kind of dropped a little one here, Damia. We got big things coming. Where do you guys see yourself in 6 months? Give it to me.
6 months. We kind of drop it, but the premise behind Luca Nation Network that you've released, we actually had something in the cards about 2.5 months now. Sauce and I have had a domain. And in 6 months' time, we're going to our first hobby show on the 29th of May here. It's going to be the first big one we've really had. We contacted the person. We had someone on, a rep from there, and shows. That's what we plan on doing within the next 6 months. So they actually put us as a headline act on the show.
Yeah, saw that.
I was just like,
that's awesome.
What the hell? So we got that. We got Comic-Con coming up here in Australia, in Melbourne. And Comic-Con have dedicated a whole entire section to the hobby. And they're going to give us a basketball court, a stage with a panel, and we're being invited by the Australian Trading Card Association. So Matty Payne, he's an awesome guy, so he's invited us. But the long term, we want to literally bring the Australian content creators, put them under an umbrella, not a Dumble Coverage umbrella, like they'll have their own identity, but We want a one-stop shop. That's what we're working on, where everyone can come, get their content. But on top of that, also have content from great people in the hobby like yourselves from the States. We'd love to, like, obviously have your podcast and an RSS feed on our page and stuff, but we're working on something. It should be dropping hopefully before May 29th. We're just working out some stuff, but
lovely.
Yeah,
we're gonna be watching. And guys, everybody listening to this, watching, just give these guys a follow, listen to their stuff. I got 2 more, but I want to give you guys 2 minutes at the end. But so Sauce, if you're gonna smoke with a kangaroo or a koala, which one you pick?
Kangaroo or koala? I'll go with the koala because the kangaroo is a good chance that he they might punch on with you.
Yeah,
have you ever seen kangaroos punching on the street?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that really happens. But
I figure if you got some good stuff, you might make them docile.
I'll DM you a video that I actually sent Big Boy because I back onto a nature reserve at my joint, and I went for a walk. There's a walking path, and there was 2 kangaroos started punching on with each other. It's incredible. I'll send it to you. It's very funny.
It's miserable. I would not want to deal with that. So we're going to leave you with this. You guys bring value. You guys make plays. I'm going to put you on the spot. Give the folks listening to this an idea of a pick, a play for Luca Nation for you guys. Let's go ahead and like I said, put you on the spot. Go. Give some value.
Well, we're not going to be on the spot. I'm going to throw this to Source. We're not on the spot. We actually wanted to drop this on here, and during the week, the play has just skyrocketed, but it's still got value. So, Saucy, what was the play that we wanted to drop to Luke?
And guys, before he does this, they did tell me like a week ago, we have a play we want to give you guys, and so it's my fault, of course, that I took so long to schedule them.
Look, the play would have had a bit more value, but there's still value in the play. And so, if anyone's seen during the week, Golden dropped an image of a Michael Schumacher rookie card. So the play is 1992 grid Formula One. I believe the wax itself is undervalued. You got people out there paying $150 to $200 just for the Schumacher face card, rookie card. The wax itself, the boxes, they were going for around $155, but they've sort of moved up to around the $200 to $220 mark, where you can still pick up the wax. Now, look, I'm not 100% sure, but my view is a lot of the wax from that era, you might be able to speak on this, Cage, is a lot of the wax from that era, it's 90s, so it's junk wax era, it's stacked. People open Series 2, 1992 Topps basketball, and you can potentially get 3 Shaq rookies, right? So when you look at it like that, and that era, all the wax is very similar. And from what I've seen and read and watched people open wax from that era, that you're buying this box for $200, you're guaranteed to get the rookie card.
Yep.
You're pretty much guaranteed to get the rookie card. And then you also there's 4 variants of cards in there that are Schumacher, that are rookie cards. Essentially, there's 2 in a helmet, 1 in a car, and then 1 of his face. And then you also get a whole bunch of Art and Senna cards. So those cards, he's, Senna, Schumacher, and Lewis Hamilton, best 3 drivers to ever walk the planet. So, you get all those cards, you potentially open them up, you maybe send all your Senna stuff to CSG because it costs less to grade it, and grade your stuff down there at CSG. And then you save the good stuff to wait for PSA to open up, or if you're impatient, you think it's a 10, send it Super Express to PSA. And I've seen PSA 9s going for 1,000. There's a few bids on PSA 10s going for 3,000, 4,000, 3,000. There's a few that are on currently at bids at $3,000. So I think it's a play. I just think the wax is undervalued, and those boxes, funny enough, were once $80 probably about 12 months ago. So if you're really ahead of the curve, you're already sitting pretty. But for full disclaimer, Dom and myself do have 5 boxes, and so we are sitting on that. And we plan to open it and keep 1 sealed to see where it goes. But, if you have a look and see stuff like Marvel and the run-up Marvel had, where a box was $100 and got to $3,000, why can't a grid 1992 Formula One, which has Michael Schumacher rookie card in it, be $1,000 box or even $2,000 box? I don't know. I think Formula One's probably maybe more popular than, not maybe more popular, but up there with Marvel. But sports seems to have a much bigger increase than, comic cards. So I think it's definitely a play.
I love it. And it is exactly the way that you try to do this stuff. You see somebody, holds up a single and everybody just runs to that single. You guys have taken the extra step and said, all right, what's that single come from? People aren't going to look to that box. It's like when people put the Potter sticker up there. Oh, buy the Potter sticker boxes. It's the same thing. If people put the Marvel cards up there, because go buy the Marvel boxes. So it's a shrewd move. It's gone up a little bit, but if there are any left on eBay by the time we're done recording, I'll go grab a few myself. So guys, if you're listening to this, go run and get them. Guys, listen, we appreciate having you on. Hope you enjoyed this one. Maybe we'll get you on the on the podcast. We'll do a full one with you guys. I won't be as nice to you then because I'm the lemon. That's how this stuff works. But no, seriously, guys, I appreciate you joining. I appreciate you coming on. We'll get this one. We'll get this one going. And again, guys, double coverage. You can find them on Instagram. You can find them on any place where where you get your social media, and give their podcast a listen. Thanks, gentlemen.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Lucan
Thank you, Lucan Nation, for having us, and peace.